how do you stop yourself from overthinking? Well, in life, this is an issue that most of us will encounter at some point. And overthinking is natural, especially as adults. We don't want to make mistakes. And sometimes we can overanalyze the situation. So, for example, when it comes to learning a language, and when it actually comes to speaking, you can overthink things. You can overthink. You can think, I need to use advanced vocabulary, or your mind can go blank because you don't know where to start. So this is an issue that a lot of my students have faced, and I've helped them to improve by reminding them to relax. So it sounds really simple, but I think a lot of things in life are very simple. The most important things are simple. So when you are overthinking, try to relax, try to focus on your breathing. Deep breathing really helps when you're breathing from your diaphragm, so from your belly, your stomach, rather than breathing from your chest. When you are breathing from your stomach, you are getting in more oxygen into your body, you're feeling more relaxed. And this can help you when it comes to answering questions in English. Now, for example, if you have someone asks you a question, what do you think about climate change, or what do you think about wealth inequality? These are quite specific questions, and it can be a lot to process. Even if someone asks you a question, what did you do on the weekend? Sometimes your mind can go blank, and that's natural. It's a normal thing to happen. When this does happen, the first thing you need to do is relax and start from a very basic level. So if someone asks you a specific question, you can have your introduction. That's an interesting question. There are many factors. So these kind of openers buy you time to think. They can calm you down. You are hearing the sound of your voice. So sometimes we can be too much in our own heads trying to think of the perfect answer. But we need to start speaking. It's the same with making YouTube videos. As I start to talk and create the videos, I feel I become more relaxed as the video goes along. And this is the type of feeling you can recreate with lots and lots of practice. So when you are learning English, try to be active. Ask yourself these questions. What did I do today? What am I going to do today? And talk out loud. It's only by talking out loud and making your learning an active process that you can find weaknesses. You will find vocabulary that you don't know, and then you can translate these. Then when you become comfortable with this, you can record yourself. Then you can listen back and try to look for any mistakes that you made. So overcoming overthinking is not easy, but using those techniques, trying to relax and keep it simple. So when it comes to talking about your weekend, for example, rather than jumping straight into describing what you actually did, you can summarize at the beginning. Was it a good weekend? Was it a bad weekend? And for example, with my students, we do this a lot with deduction. So I teach my students to notice any facts or figures, any numbers when we are reading a news article. So when we see a number, say for example, 500 million, I encourage my students to think about, is this a big number or a small number? Now, this sounds very simple, but we take the answer in steps. It's a gradual process. So this number, 500 million, it's relative to the story. It's relative to the company. So it could be a big number because of this. It could be a small number because of this. So we are thinking in easy ways to break down the answer. Is it good? Is it bad? So your weekend, did you have a good weekend? Did you have a bad weekend? Was it an okay weekend? And if it's an okay weekend, that's still an opportunity to describe why it could have been a better weekend. What can you do to make it even better? There are some things which are out of your control. So, for example, maybe the weather was bad on the weekend, you couldn't go out. So you can describe this in your answer. For example, my weekend was okay. The weather was quite bad, but there's nothing I can do about that. So I took an umbrella and I went to the park for a walk anyway. So here we're breaking down our responses in a simple way. If you try to overthink it too much, you are trying to jump ahead to the next steps. And when you are speaking English, it's a journey. So you are communicating your ideas. You're telling a story, and it's unique to you. So you don't have to feel under pressure to have like an amazing vocabulary list in your head. That will come naturally. The right word will come to you that fits the context of the situation. And in the beginning, keep it simple. And your brain needs lots of practice. Even if it's talking about the same topic thousands of times, there are many different ways you can explain the topic. When it comes to my YouTube channel, for example, sometimes I can overthink making the videos. I can overthink trying to think of, right, I need to make this amazing lesson. It needs to have so much value, and it can lead me to overthink. And sometimes I may include vocabulary that's too advanced, or I may go too slow, but you can't really please everyone. And so this lesson is a bit more off the cuff, just me talking about my experiences, especially experiences that I've had with students, because I have a lot of experience in teaching students. I've taught thousands of students from all over the world. I'm really, really proud of my students because learning English has improved their lives. They've gone on to get better jobs. They've moved to different countries. They've passed important exams like IELTS. And seeing their progression makes me incredibly proud, because learning English can open so many doors. It can help you in your personal life and your professional life. And so this is one of the things that drives me to create these lessons, because improving your English, improving your pronunciation, if that's what you want to do, can also help you so much in your life. And it's just about consistency. Even if you don't like improving your English, you can find ways to incorporate it into your life. Listen to English podcasts. You can listen to my English podcast. You can read news articles in English, read them out loud. You can watch English movies. You can watch English films. You can listen to English music. There are so many ways to interact with English today, and it will start to become part of you. And you will pick up on English idioms and English phrases. and it will start to become automatic. You'll start to use the articles, the vocabulary in the correct way because you've immersed yourself in English. And by overcoming that overthinking and just going for it, don't overthink. Try to keep it very, very simple, fundamental. This will start to build your confidence. So I am also going to be starting a group English speaking class, so you can practice your English with other students, and I will be there to help you to improve your English by spotting any mistakes and giving you homework if you want it to do after the class. This is a great way to improve your English in a relaxed way, and it's really helpful because I can focus on your specific weaknesses so you can see improvement very quickly. If you are learning something by yourself, for example, a musical instrument like the guitar, yes, you can learn by yourself, but if you go to a tutor, you will see faster progress because they can see your current level, they can see how they can help you as an individual. So I want these group speaking classes to be very interactive. If you are feeling shy, you don't have to have your camera on, but you will get lots of speaking practice. So don't overthink. Send me an email at info@britishharry.com and I will send you more information about the group English speaking classes. So do you have any tips about how to overcome thinking too much? Is it something that has got better over the years? Have you managed to stop doing it completely? It'd be interesting to hear from you because as humans, I think, are designed to overcome problems. If we think about how we've evolved as a species, we see a problem, we try to overcome that problem, and today we have so much information from everywhere, from social media, from the news, that we are bombarded with so much information. And I think focusing on a specific target can help you. So is it your aim to get to an intermediate or upper intermediate before the end of the year? This is an important goal to have. So when you can be focused on your targets, okay, so this is where I am and this is where I want to be, and then I can take consistent I can have consistent practice to get to my goal. So consistency is very important. Building that routine, building that habit, maybe even keeping a journal can help to organize your thoughts, because it's very easy to overthink things. If you have to make an important decision, I like to look at the pros and the cons and then weigh up a decision. But when it comes to speaking, practicing speaking English, try to make it a habit. Even if you don't have someone to speak English to, you are speaking to yourself a lot during the day. You are speaking out loud at every opportunity you get. This will get your brain used to speaking in English and making the sounds. And don't feel embarrassed or shy in the beginning, because it's a process. We have to enjoy that process, because that process is your journey. That tells a story of your journey, about how you got to where you want to be. And this journey, it never really ends. I mean, for example, going to the gym, I don't particularly like being in the gym. Initially, in the beginning, it's very difficult. You're lifting the heavy weights and my brain is screaming, just go home, go and watch some Netflix and eat some food. But by pushing through, you start to build that resistance. And when I don't go to the gym, I start to feel off. So feeling off is when you don't feel good, you don't feel yourself, because when you've done something difficult, it starts to build that muscle of, right, something is difficult, but I would do it anyway. And I hope these lessons are helpful for you. If there is a particular lesson you want me to make, let me know in the comment section, and then I can do that for you. So once again, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Have a lovely day, and I will see you in the next lesson. Thank you. Bye-bye.